If you were recently arrested for domestic violence, then stop everything and listen, because what you do next could change your life forever. You've already probably been misled, because officers will often say things like, "We have to arrest someone," or "the charges probably won't even get filed," or "if you just tell us what happened, it'll go easier on you." But what they aren't telling you is that these statements are designed to help make their jobs easier, not to help you. And if you believe them, if you let your guard down, you could be walking straight into a disaster. Let's get into the 5 lies that the police often tell you when they respond to a domestic violence call. And make sure that you stay tuned for number 5, because this lie and believing this lie is what causes a lot of people to inadvertently make their cases so much worse. My name is Veronica. I'm a domestic violence criminal defense attorney. I help people throughout the state of California put their cases behind them so that they can enjoy their lives and their freedom. I'm also the creator of Defeat the DVRO, a course in which I teach you how to represent yourself in a restraining order hearing and win. So if in addition to dealing with a criminal case and arrest, you are also served with a restraining order, then make sure that you get your free first class via the link down below. Okay, so let's break it all down. When you don't have any other information except for what the police are telling you at the time, then you are inclined to believe it. Obviously, you are here, you are looking for more information, but let's make sure that you start with a clean slate and that we cover the things that you might have been told that are not true. Number 1, I have to arrest one of you. This exact phrase is one of the most common things that police say during a domestic violence arrest. And it sounds final, right? When they said this to you or your partner, it sounds like there's no way around it and this was inevitable. But the truth is, although there are, in many jurisdictions, mandatory arrest policies for domestic violence, those only apply if the officers believe that a crime has been committed. If there is no evidence that domestic violence occurred, or if they don't believe it occurred, they don't have to make an arrest. They have to have probable cause. Now, that doesn't mean that they have to have hard evidence. It could be just a statement that one of you makes, but there has to be some evidence there. They need to identify the primary aggressor. And if that's not clear, if there's conflicting witness testimony, no visible injuries, they do have discretion. So if they arrested you, that means that they do believe that they have enough evidence for you to be prosecuted and convicted. Number 2, don't worry, the charges will probably not get filed. That sounds reassuring, right? Like you can breathe easy. And I see this on body-worn video all the time when charges have been filed. That's the only way I get the body-worn video in these cases. Here's the thing. Once the police write up a report, they don't decide whether charges get filed. That's up to the prosecutor. So when an officer tells you it's no big deal after, by the way, deciding that he has probable cause to arrest you, or the DA probably won't even file, what they're actually doing is they are trying to keep you calm. They're trying to make sure that you don't fight the arrest, that you cooperate. They're trying to make sure that they have an easy night. But make no mistake, if you just sit back and hope for the best, you could be blindsided. And by the time you realize what's happening, it might be too late. Number 3, if you just tell us what happened, it will go easier for you. This is one of the oldest tricks in the book. An officer might say, "Come on, just be honest with me and I'll put in a good word for you." Or, "If you tell the truth now, the judge will go easier on you." But here's what you need to understand. Police cannot make deals. They do not decide your punishment. Only the prosecutor can offer you a deal. And only the judge ultimately decides your sentence if you're going to be sentenced. So when the officers say this, what they're really trying to do is get you to confess. Because if you do, that's evidence. That's all that they need. A confession, that makes their job so easy. That makes convicting you easier. Even if you're innocent, even if it was just a misunderstanding, even if you're just trying to explain what really happened, anything you say can and really will be twisted and used against you. Now, if you didn't make statements initially, good job. Your partner probably did, but the police will often call you after your arrest and try to get you to just give your side. Don't fall for it. They will often call from an unknown number. Beware, I tell all of my clients, if you get a call from an unknown number, let it go to voicemail. If you accidentally forget that advice and you do answer, you can simply hang up. Number 4, you may have heard, "We already know what happened. Your partner already said that you did it." You and your partner, after you bond out, may be scratching your heads or wondering if you can trust each other because of that. Now, it's the classic prisoner's dilemma. That's what they're doing here. The police split you up and you have no idea what the other person's saying. If they're coming out for a domestic violence arrest, you guys probably are not that happy with each other. Maybe it was a misunderstanding, but usually there was some sort of argument at least, even if there wasn't domestic violence. But maybe neither one of you wants the other person arrested. The police know that they increase the chances of getting one or both of you to accuse the other if they lie and tell you that the other has already accused you. They want you to contradict yourself, to panic, to start explaining, to make statements against the other person or even against yourself to protect the other person when they may have had absolutely nothing before you made that statement. All of that is going to be used in the police report and used as evidence against you. Lie number 5. It's just a domestic incident. You'll probably only spend the night in jail and be done. So this one is actually partially true. If you get arrested and the police then decide that they actually did not have enough evidence and shouldn't have arrested you, then they will release you and they will call it a detention only. You will not have to pay bail and you will not get a court date. So it really just will be one night in jail, a few hours in jail, and then you're done. However, if you did have to bail out, if you did get a citation, or if you were given a court date, then you're not done at all. You're facing serious charges. You're facing a criminal record, potentially a restraining order as part of a criminal case that keeps you from going home, even if you and your partner want to be together. Losing custody of your kids, losing your gun rights, even losing your job. And the police are going to be preparing a report, no matter what they tell you, explaining why they believe that you committed a crime. They're going to give it to the prosecutor, and the prosecution is going to then decide what to do with your case. So if you take one thing away from this video, get a defense strategy in place before it's too late. The system moves fast. Every second that you wait, the case against you is building. You are already here. You're trying to get information from someone whose job it isn't to prosecute you, to collect evidence from you. But the next thing that you need to do is book a consultation with a lawyer. If your case is in California, you can book one directly via the link down below right now, no matter what time it is. You can also call to book if you prefer. We fight to protect your freedom, so do not wait. Your future is on the line.